Hello everyone, welcome back to day 2 of product management learning from scratch. In previous video where we have covered part 1 for day 1, part 2 for day 1 and then story mode. In day 1 part 1 we have learned about the product fundamentals. Then we started with day 1 part 2 where we learned about the practical and the types of product manager, and then we did a storytelling. So similarly, if we see this schedule here, we have something called product management 1, which we have done just last from the last three videos. We have a story mode already written here, which we can go through, and the documentation for the product management 101 day 1. Now we are moving towards day 2, and I will ask ChatGPT to give me the whole explanation about uh, examples from the daily apps. Basically, the product life cycle is what we are targeting for day 2 as a topic, and let's get into details first, and then we'll discuss about how we can understand, and then we'll go into story mode with the part 2 and part 3. So let's wait for the chat gpt to give us the prompt explanation about it, and we'll discuss in detail. So we'll stay structured today, like we did in day 1, and we focused on the concept that before story. So once you grasp the mechanics, then we'll layer a story on top of it, which will make sense for us. So the day 2, the product life cycle, the detailed walkthrough. So we are trying to understand the product life cycle in this video, and for me, it's something that is not 100% life cycle what we do it for a BA, but it's very new. Let's see what it is, and then let's discuss. Every product, whether it's Zomato or a small internal tool, moves through five main stages: idea, discovery, delivery, growth, and sunset. The stages are cyclic. A good product manager never see them as done. So we will never see them as done, only as a next iteration, so that we move from one stage to another stage. Idea stage, the spark. Goal is to capture opportunities worth exploring it. Focus is to identify the problems, what is real and worth solving. There are multiple uh, columns and the areas which have been defined. Let's see each of them. The aspect of idea stage and the explanation, the examples, and the job role and responsibility of a product manager into each of them. The first one is source of idea, that can come from users, data, and market trends, leadership, or technical possibilities. Example is like restaurant complained about the low visibility. Low visibility is like listing app idea, right? Collect and filter ideas, not chase every one. Early validation is a second aspect. Quick market sense check. So we need to understand how quickly, how market has been will adapt to it. Are people searching online for restaurants near me? Visibility. Research demand, competition, and context. Next is vision drafting. Articulate why the idea matters and make dining discover effortlessly for everyone. So why actually the idea should exist, and frame the story, not the solution. The output of this stage is one line product vision, early problem statement, and initial hypothesis of the value. From this stage, we move to a next stage called discovery stage, learn from building. So here the goal is to reduce uncertainty and focus on understanding users deeply and define what success means. First is user research. What we'll do is we'll identify a user's interview, survey, and observe user behavior. User find it hard to choose a place without reviews or photos, right? So map user pains and motivations. Problem framing. Let's understand how does we define it. So define the core problem clearly. People deciding where to eat, and that's causing a lot of time waste. So review vague problems into a measurable ones. Personas and journeys. Who faces it and when? We need to understand like what is actual scenario in this where it actually happens. Student deciding dinner under 300 rupees. That's their criteria. So build personas and map journey. Hypothesis testing. Build mockups or prototypes to check reaction. So test homepage showing top rated restaurants nearby. That will actually increase the visibility. Also shows the top rated restaurants and validate assumptions early. Success matrix. Define what word worked looks like what actually worked for you. Increase in restaurant views per session. So will is that actually helping you to get an engagement? So tie every problem to a measurable goal is what we do in discovery stage. So we validate problem statement, we use user personas and journeys, we create an early prototype, and we define success metrics in discovery state. Next is delivery stage, where we build, test, and ship. So the goal is to turn validated learning, whatever we have done in discovery, into a usable product now. Now, how do we deliver this efficiently and correctly? First is backlog creation. We, as a product manager and BA, work together in translating ideas into user stories. As a user, I want to see top restaurant nearby. So we will define epics and prioritize features. Then we get into sprint planning. Organize development cycle. Let's say development have come to a conclusion that they will build building it with two sprints to build filters, search, map view, and all those. So we need to basically map, we need to define the scope, balance scope, timelines, and dependencies. Next is cross team collaboration. We will discuss, like a product manager will discuss, or a BA will discuss with designers, engineers, QAs, and data, build, help UI builds, engage with the API integrations techniques, and then finally testing it. So what is our job is to clarify the requirements to the business analyst. Business analyst will take them to the teams and unblock the teams. Next is testing and quality analyst. Validate functionality and usability. Does sort by rating show correct order? Is that actually working what has been given? So BA, business analyst, work very closely with quality analyst, do the BA UAT and coordinate testing and bug triage, where product is also involved and you can have the right to make decisions, validate and give an sign off whether it's all fine to go ahead. And then launch preparation. We finally check documentation, VC, support readiness, and all those. We do a beta launch to 10% of the user out of number of users available and make sure that we roll out this smoothly. So what we have at this stage, in case of delivery at this stage of the output, is a working model, which is a minimum viable product that is tested, feature, ready for the release. We have a release note and a launch checklist. Okay. Next is growth stage. So when we move from the delivery to growth stage, where our goal is to optimize, expand, and retain. And now our focus moves to how do we grow users and revenue sustainability. Now, aspect of this first one is measure tracking. Whatever we have decided very initially, study adoption and retention, daily active users, repeat orders, and session times. We need to interpret data and then not just collect it. We need to understand, do a data mining, do a data analysis. User feedback loops, monitor reviews, NPS supporting tickets. User asked to deliver ETA and real-time tracking. Feed insights into next iterations. We learn from the feedback loop and then deliver it in next sprints. Experimentation, A/B pricing, A/B testing, new something called Zomato Gold. Introduce it and see how that actually making sense. We do partnerships, expand ecosystem, add payment gateways, restaurant types, increase our partners area, aligning business growth with values. Focus, retention focus, build habit and trust. Personalization recommendation based on the users. Last, in order to do it specific for the users. Fast refunds, if in case, like moving beyond acquisition into loyalty. What happens in this stage is product market fit confirmation, whether we are right for the product, whether we have right product for the market, growth experiment and outcome, and we will refine our KPIs in order to make sure that we are achieving the success metrics. The last stage is the sunset stage, where we evolve or retire. The goal is to manage decline responsibly. It is still valuable or it's time to let go. So identify decline. What we'll do here is how many people are using it, what are the revenue drops consistently. Like old Zomato white label products for restaurant. Analyze data honestly. Evaluate options. Revamp, merge or retire. Merge with new analytical features. Weigh cost or strategic fit. Communicate clearly. Users and partner need transparency. Notify restaurants of migration plan. Lead change with empathy. Learn from data. What worked, what failed. Understand why adoption failed. And document lessons for next cycle. So the final output of this particular thing is retirement plan or migration roadmap. Insights for future ideas. So there are like 5 stages which we have gone through. It starts from idea generation, then finding out the idea into a proper usable pain point that will be having a solution look like, building the solution in a delivery stage, growing the solution to an extent where it can be sustainable, and then finally retiring or migrating the solution so that it retains uh, basically for the future insights. How does the cycle continues? We will have an idea, discovery, delivery, growth, sunset. Sunset goes back to again idea or discovery and then loops restart. Every growth insight can trigger a new idea, a new feature, a new product, a new version. So, role of a product manager across the life cycle. So, first is idea. Idea is like farming and storytelling, vision, communication. Discovery is like validating and learning whether that will help or not, like research and analysis. Delivery is like execution and trade-off, like coordinating and clarity. Growth is optimization and insights, which is like data-driven decision making. Then sunset, reflection and honesty, strategic judgment. So mini exercise for us is like pick one product you use daily. Let's stick with Zomato for continuity. Identify features, says smart filter. Stage is idea. The team notice user scrolls too much. Yes, that's the problem. Problem spotted. Discovery is test mockup with filter chips. We'll have the smart filters there. User link quick filters. Delivery is build a rollout mobile app where feature is be launched. We already have a mobile app, so we will be having a feature added. Next is growth. More order placed via filter search. So metrics improved. Now we are not only just allowing to do a filter, but once filter is there, we'll allow our users to do a order placement via filter search. And might replace with AI driven suggested later. So now if the sunset is or the migration can be done with AI where lifecycle is completed, where we rely on AI to do it and take it further. So this is all about the day two, where we have learned about the whole pattern of the idea generation till the idea is getting retired or moved into a next step. So let me just copy this for the reference for the future. And we have one more thing called storytelling that we can use it later. But let me do one thing. Let me create a new page here and I'll call it as product life cycle. And this is what we have it here. Perfect. And this goes as life cycle. Or we can say loop. So we don't have loop, we have change. No. So let me just put something for now. Let me do it cycle so that it's easy for us to remember. Okay, and let me move this, arrange, move page down, make page a sub page. So we have it here. We need to make this page as promote sub page, and there you see we have our first one and then second one under. Oh, I need to move this, arrange, make sub page. So under this we got now two. One is product lifecycle and then product management 101. And that's it for this video. Stay connected for other one, which is a storytelling mode, into day two with the previous example. Thanks for watching this.